Did you guys know in the Terminator gun store scene, Arnold was told that he could activate the laser with his trigger finger? However, that wasn't true. He was wound up with a bunch of different cables in his jacket, and he was activating it with his left hand. However, we don't need that over here. As you see, it's activated with one hand. Anyways, let's talk about top 5 guns used in the Terminator. Welcome to Class Firearms, guys. Kai over here, and today we're going to talk about top 5 guns of the original Terminator, Terminator 1. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you should see that movie. You should have already seen the movie because it came out in 1982. No, 1984, right? 1984. Yeah. All right, 1984. So, anyways, we're going to talk about all that, and I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, the guy is one of my idols, not because of his acting, it's just because I can relate to him. He was born and raised in a different country, so was I, and he had that urge to go to the United States and live that American dream ever since he was a little kid. So was I. We made it happen. Of course, he's living a lot better life than I do, but I can't complain because I live in the greatest nation on earth. That's what I truly believe. I'm not just saying that. Anyways, so we're going to talk about this video, but before we do that, I got to give you a disclaimer. Now, the content you're about to see may contain copyrighted or trademarked content which is not our own, and we are not in any way affiliated by Orion Pictures, and they're not sponsoring this video. We just want to dive in and talk about the guns of Terminator 1. With that being said, number 5. Number 5 is going to be AR-18. Now, this was a cheaper alternative to AR-15, chambered in 5.56, stamped sheet metal over here as opposed to AR-15-7 aluminum. As you can see, there's no buffer system here that we see on a regular AR-15. It's got a foldable stock, and the operating system is up here, just like the SIG MCX that we know today. And in the movie, we see this. Arnold's walking into the police station, and he starts spraying all over the place with this, obviously, full automatic version. AR-180 is a semi-automatic version, and AR-18 is a full automatic version. Starts spraying all those cops in an effort to locate Sarah Connor. Love the rate of fire on this thing. It was super effective, obviously. He was able to get all those cops out of the way. Yeah, fantastic. Anyways, let's move on to number 4. And number 4 is going to be Ithaca 37 pump action shotgun, bottom loading, bottom ejecting shotgun. It is iconic. It was used in Vietnam War, Korean War, World War II, so many militaries and law enforcement agencies have used this iconic weapon system for a long time. It was designed in 1933 and actually put in service in 1937, and also made iconic by the Terminator movie. Now, we see in the movie Kyle Reese, which Terminator is looking for. Kyle Reese is trying to protect Sarah Connor, and Terminator is trying to take out Sarah Connor. He grabs it, Kyle Reese, from the back seat of a police squad car, so he's armed against that machine, right? And also we see in Arnold's hand when he goes through that bar, he's looking for Sarah Connor. Obviously his is got the shorter barrel and no stock. His did not have the heat shield that I have over here, but mine does. I think it makes it even cooler. Thanks, Panzer Arms. Anyways, with that being said, let's move on to number 3. And number 3 is going to be IMI Uzi. IMI stands for Israeli Military Industries. This is a super iconic weapon system that's been in so many Hollywood movies, obviously, and also many videos here at Classic Firearms. And this one's got the 16-inch barrel, civilian version with a collapsible, extendable stock. In the movie, though, where we see Arnold walks into the bar with this thing in his hand, obviously his stock is collapsed like this, which you can extend just like that. He's got a short barrel, and he just starts spraying. He's got the fully automatic version, which he's kind of, I'm jealous. He's lucky. He's got that unlimited magazine capacity because he keeps spraying and spraying and spraying. I think he's just done 1 reload. I think it was about it. But yeah, it was a super cool scene. Loved it. And this weapon system is one of my favorite out there. And number 2 is going to be the iconic Franchi Spas 12, special purpose automatic shotgun. Now, yes, we do use the word iconic often because they just are all iconic guns. But this is probably one of the most iconic shotguns of the world, in my opinion. And why is that? Because this is semi-automatic and also pump action, all built in one. and it's been used by many militaries around the world and also police forces. So also in a bunch of different movies as well, like Jurassic Park. Anyways, let me talk about the shotgun for a second. So now it's in the semi-automatic configuration. So I just throw my load in there and I'm good to go. Just press a trigger, bang, 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 good to go. But if I wanted to run a different type of load, like a birdshot or just a beanbag or something like that, then let me figure this out. Push this back, press this button. There you go. I think this is it. There it is. Now it is in pump action mode. Now it's a little complicated, a little bit, it takes time to get used to it, but it is so fantastic. And in the movie that we see Arnold walk into the police station looking for Sarah Connor because he wants to take her out of the picture, and he uses this SPAS 12 in one hand, which on his left hand, and on the right hand he had the AR 180 or AR 18, and he just starts destroying people. Now, obviously, I don't know, I'm not as strong as Arnold because this is heavy. Arnold was smart. Why did he use a shotgun? He had the AR 18, fully automatic, plenty of ammunition, gets the job done, great rate of fire. Why did he use a shotgun, especially a semi-automatic shotgun? Well, that's because Arnold was smart. He was going into a police station. He wanted to breach some doors. Obviously, a shotgun, great for that. And at the same time, he was not going to have his other hand available to go ahead and pump the gun. So he needed the 12-gauge awesomeness, but yet in semi-automatic configuration. And he did that. I thought it was a great scene. Love that. And this shotgun, man, it's pretty much a collector's item at this point. If you have one, you're lucky. I love it. Anyways, let's move on to our number one. And number one is going to be AMT Hardballer 45 caliber 1911. Now in the movie, we see Arnold going to a gun store that we just talked about, right? You're able to buy all fully automatic stuff back in the day. He goes to a gun store and he asks for certain guns, and he asks for the 1911. And the gun store owner gives him this 1911 with a really cool long laser device attached to it. And he says, you know what, go ahead and put your finger on the trigger, press. When you put your finger on the trigger, it'll activate the laser, and point and shoot, you can't miss it. That's what the gun store owner says. And we looked into it, and it's got a pretty cool story actually. So back in the day, LAPD, LA County Sheriff, and some of the police officers were using laser aiming devices on their shotguns. And the person who made the Terminator, who wrote the Terminator, saw police officers using that, the laser aiming devices, and thought it was like a futuristic thing, and he wanted to write a futuristic movie, which was Terminator that we know it today. And in that movie, they wanted to use a specific 1911 handgun, which was the AMT Hardballer long slide, and they wanted to have a laser on top of it. But they didn't know how to mount that. So they went to Ed Reynolds, who is the VP of Corporate Services of Surefire today, which was called Laser Company back in the day. They're like, you know what? Hey, Ed, we want this laser on top of this AMT 1911, AMT Hardballer 1911. How do we do that? So Ed is like, you know what? I got you. He grabs a different mounting system. He kind of designs his own and mounts that laser on top of that AMT Hardballer, and good to go. However, in the movie, the gun store owner says, put your finger on the trigger, it'll activate the laser, which wasn't the case. What they did was really complicated. They had this bunch of different cables and whatever that went through Arnold's, I don't want to point the gun at you, inside his jacket, unput, back in the shirt, to the other hand. So Arnold was holding a device in his hand. Once he pressed the button, it would activate the laser. And if you let go, it would deactivate the laser. So it was a really complex. Now in 2023, when we think about it, we're like, hey, you know what, why didn't you have a little pressure pad? Well, 1984, guys. But that was the story, and Ed says that the only thing he got out of it was a hat and t-shirt and advertisement. Pretty cool story. What do you guys think? And that is our number one. So he actually uses this AMT Hardballer throughout the movie and engages certain people with it. And you can just see too, like when he points it, you can just see laser activates. And also on the cover of the movie too, he's just like holding it just like that with the laser on it. Super cool, love it. Obviously 1911s are iconic. Yes, we use that word a lot, but it just is super iconic. To this day, still very relevant handguns. I personally own one, love it. In this case, what I have in my hand is Alpha Foxtrot AF 1911. Fantastic. This one is chambered in 10mm though. I love these things. And imagine this Alpha Foxtrot 1911 with a cool laser beam of like something that's more appropriate for 2023. What do you guys think? That would be the 2023 version of the Terminator 1 1911. I think so. Anyways, what do you guys think? What would have been on your top 5 list? Did we miss any guns? Let us know in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed it. Obviously did a little cosplay for you. You know, try to look like Arnold, although he's not as big as I am. I wish I was as big as him, but I probably will never be. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. Also, check us out on Rumble, guys. We actually post unedited versions of these types of videos on Rumble all the time, so we're not really constricted with YouTube's certain guidelines there. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your business. God bless, and we'll see you on the next video.